you had something. You had something here, and you were close. But then you very much weren't close. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be doing a review for the new Marvel Studios Disney Plus show, Echo. Now before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And check out some of the videos. In Echo, we follow Maya Lopez, a character we were first introduced to in the Hawkeye show. But now Maya is back on her solo adventure where she has to reconnect with her Native American heritage while also dealing with her adopted uncle, Wilson Fisk. And this show has to do all of that in 5 40-minute to even 35-minute episodes. Before I dive into the negatives, let's start off with the positives. The first big positive is Alaqua Cox as Maya Lopez Echo. I care about that character so much more now than I did when I watched Hawkeye. I remember at the end of Hawkeye, I was like, well, she was there. I don't know if her character really needed her own show, and I don't know if I'm really going to be interested in that show. But after watching this show, I'm like, okay, yeah, Maya is cool. I would like to see more of her. Also, I really like how a lot of the communication in the show was done through American Sign Language. I thought it was really cool to see all the characters kind of interact with sign language. And it actually made me kind of look at it and be like, well, that actually seems really cool. I might want to learn some of that. And there's about 2 really big kind of action sequences where I thought the camera work was really well done actually for an action sequence. One in the first episode with a Daredevil cameo. And then there was another one couple of episodes down the road where I just thought, yeah, the camera work on some of those fight scenes was really good. And I wish we got more of that. All right, that's about it for the positives. Let's get into the negatives. Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige and the whole creative people on these TV shows don't seem to understand what pacing is at all. I like how they saw that the biggest criticism of their 6-episode formula event TV shows was that it's too short, you're not getting enough story in here. And they looked at that and they were like, ooh, okay, yeah, we hear you. So here's a TV show about a character that you barely know anything about, and we're gonna do it in 5 episodes. Would you like that? Because you're gonna get that. And these 5 episodes aren't gonna be an hour long. These 5 episodes are gonna be 50 minutes, 40 minutes, and then towards the end, it's just gonna be 34 or 35 minutes long. We're just gonna get shorter and shorter and shorter. They truly do not understand what good pacing in a show is. If you're gonna do a small amount of episodes that are each about 30 to 40 minutes long, you need really good tight writing. Like, for example, The Bear. The Bear always shocks me because it's like you're watching a 28-minute quick episode, but they get so much story in there, and it's so satisfying at the end of every episode, even though you just watched about 28 minutes of an episode. And they all come together at the end to make one cohesive season. The biggest example of this is you tune into the first episode of Echo, and the pacing is all off, because guess what they need to do? They need to introduce you to Echo. They need to cover bases with people who probably haven't seen Hawkeye, so they need to catch you up with that. They need to kind of introduce you to Wilson Fisk. Imagine watching this show without seeing the Daredevil Netflix show, which is now officially canon. But imagine you're tuning into Echo, you haven't seen Hawkeye, you haven't seen Daredevil, you need to be caught up on who Wilson Fisk is, you need to be caught up on who Maya is, their relationship, their backstory. You need to be caught up on so much, and the first episode is quickly brushing through everything. Yeah, the pacing is off, but it also doesn't help that 40% of almost every episode is just shots of Maya on a bike, on a road, just kind of going from place to place. There's a lot of bike shots. Yes, in the first episode, we do get our only sighting of Matt Murdock, Daredevil, in the show. Personally, me, huge Daredevil fan, I'm not disappointed in it. I know the show is not called Daredevil, it's called Echo, but giving us a quick cameo of it, pretty cool. Again, a great action sequence, probably the best action sequence this show had to offer, and Daredevil is in it. So yeah, no, I'm vibing with it. I was vibing with this show for 4 episodes. I was like, okay, this is decent. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's not amazing. It's decent. I'm cool with it. And then that final episode came, and I was like, holy shit, this is one of the worst finals I have ever seen. A couple of months ago, they announced that they're kind of ditching this whole, Disney Plus formula. They're gonna get showrunners in, like the Daredevil Born Again show right now that they're making is gonna have a showrunner, and it's gonna be done like a traditional TV show is done instead of this Disney Plus formula that hasn't worked. But that's the future. Echo's not part of that, so we have what we have. Also, I just want to point out the M rating for the show was like a huge marketing piece of it. They were like, hey, this is mature, making a mature show. When I watched the first trailer ended with, set your Disney Plus to this so you can watch it, because it's a big boy show. And I'll admit, I was like, okay, cool. It's cool that they're going that direction. But the M rating is false for this show. This is not an M-rated show. You know what actually I think should get you the M rating, and I think all of the Netflix Marvel shows had them? In Jessica Jones, there's a scene where one guy cuts off another guy's arms and puts them through like a garbage disposal. That's bad. Echo is like, oh no, Wilson Fisk punched the guy hard, and look, he has blood on his hand. Oh no, M rating. Oh, what's that? A guy's face has blood on it because he got shot? By the way, there is an actor in here who was also the villain for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The very last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He played like the bad guy of it. It has nothing to do with anything, but I just wanted to say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I love that show. This M rating thing is like a step in the right direction, but I don't think Echo showed me anything that deserved the M rating here. I'm gonna take a guess that you can just declare that your show is M rated. Whoever rates this stuff, there's no way they looked at this and they were like, ooh, yeah, that's an M rated stuff right there. We can only put an M rating on that. Disney had to have declared it themselves. Our show is M rated. And the person who's probably rating all this were like, no, it's not. And they were like, no. It is. We said it is, so it is. Wilson Fisk, Vincent D'Onofrio is here, and Vincent D'Onofrio does the best that he can, but man, if you give an actor just some ass material, then you're just kind of gonna get not great stuff. He just kind of walks around for a while being like, Maya, I need you to join me. We're family, and that's about it, because he's only in like 2 episodes, and that's all he does. Also, you're telling me this is the same Wilson Fisk from Daredevil? Watch Daredevil Season 3. In that season, he's under house arrest with the FBI, but he's still able to plan everything and have blackmail on everybody, and it all comes together so well. But in Echo, he decides he's gonna have one of his goons RPG a festival. Who does that? At Wilson Fisk, it just quite doesn't feel the same, and I'm gonna put that down to the material, because once again, Vincent D'Onofrio, it's the same, great acting here, but the material is not good. But the post-credit scene of Echo showed that, he's gonna be running for mayor, so that's really cool. I'm down for that. All right, to wrap it all up, let's talk about that final episode. It's very messy and corny and underwhelming. Same formula as everything else, Echo gets a new suit, and then she also unlocks magical powers by reconnecting with her heritage, which I get that, but I'm not exactly sure what the hell just happened. Even Wilson Fisk himself wasn't sure. As soon as I saw that she passed on her powers to her cousin and her grandma started punching goons, that's when I was like, wow, this is fucking corny. Holy shit. You lost me, Echo. You had me for 4 episodes again, but then that episode just absolutely lost me. The show ends with Maya touching Wilson Fisk's face, and then they enter his dreams, and then he wakes up and he's like, what did you do? And nobody explains anything, and he walks away. He drives away. That's it. That's how it ends. In the first episode, this show showed us that it knows how to do fight scenes. It knows how to do big fight scenes with great choreography and great camera work. And then in the final episode, it decided not to do that. It decided to go with this magical powers where she's going to touch Wilson Fisk's face. And then he's going to get in the car and leave. That's it. That's the ending. So underwhelming. Listen, at the end of the day, this is another Marvel Studios Disney Plus show miss. However, like I said, if I walked out with any positives from the show, is that I would like to see Maya again soon in another project. Let's just all move on from this and watch Daredevil. Daredevil, all 3 seasons are now on Netflix. It's part of the timeline. Just watch that instead. It's far superior television. It's kind of actually really funny how back then, couple years ago, when Marvel Studios was only focused on movies, they just dissed all the Netflix shows and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They were like, we're not really going to acknowledge them. They can do their own little adult thing that they're doing over there. We don't care about that because we're making billion-dollar movies here. But now, ever since they entered the television game and their movies aren't doing well nowadays and their TV is bad, they're kind of like, okay, never mind, we care, you're now canon, you're not going to be part of the timeline, please. They like desperately need Daredevil to do good. Again, it's kind of funny, like a couple years ago they ignored them, but now they really need them to bring the brand back to life. So yes, that was my review for Echo. Let me know down in the comments, what did you think about Echo, the 5-episode series here? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. I would love to have a discussion with you about that. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Check us out my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.